Welcome to Prepare for the Fair. These employers are coming to the fair. I'm Rebecca Wright. I'm the internship manager here at MassArt. Mary Ellen.
Hi, I'm Mary Ellen Schroeder. I'm the Director of Career Development. Meg?
Hi, I'm Meg Adderman, the Student Outreach Manager here at Career Development and 2010 Illustration Alumni.
So I'm going to start the presentation, and when we start, we're going to turn our cameras off just to focus on the slides. So one sec. So thanks for coming. So today we're going to be covering the employer list for the fair and highlighting a couple employers, tips on how to narrow the list of employers you want to meet with, announcing our $2,000 internship award, which is officially available, and then covering some important upcoming dates to have on your radar. So as we start, I just want to kind of put you in sort of a frame of mind when looking over the employer list. It's going to be really helpful to start with an open mind. Employers are going to be, they're all creative employers or in hiring creative talent in some way. But many employers don't necessarily fit exactly in a major. And there is going to be blurring of boundaries within the major. So it's going to be helpful to kind of think beyond your major and also consider your skills, your passions, your values as well when looking at employers. When you're looking at the company list, there may be some names that you recognize, and there is going to be some names that you don't recognize, but you want to move past just the name and kind of do some more research to find about what they actually do, what they're recruiting for, and start making a short list of companies you want to meet with. This is a great time to get inside information about a company, find out about the company culture, find out what is not on their website, like what it's like to work with them, and start making connections. Another thing to be aware of is while most employers coming to the fair are located in Boston or at least the New England area, there are some who are further afield. So also just kind of think of possibly doing a remote internship or another location as well, because there are other opportunities that will come up. So we're going to showcase some employers. I'm going to start off with just kind of showing right now the full employer list. This was as of yesterday. However, more employers might sign up. Some employers have already created sessions on Handshake, some have not yet done that. And so there's kind of an evolving nature of this. So it's going to be helpful if you just keep checking back to see new employers, new sessions that are available. It's likely going to evolve up through the fair just by the nature of things. To find the current updated employer list, it's going to be on our website, which is massart.edu. Hold on, wrong slide. massart.edu/career development. When you go to our website, you'll see just under the picture the date and time of the internship and job fair. And if you do click to learn more, it's going to open up our Google Doc of information about the fair. We have everything from the link to the fair, how to attend, information about prepare for the fair sessions like this one. And then you scroll down and you'll see the full employer list. And we're noting when it was last updated, since this is subject to change as we get closer to the event. For each employer, we've listed a description of the employer, their website, their industry, some tips that's going to be helpful to keep in mind, like what years and majors they might be looking for, what they're recruiting for, and then skills of interest to the employer, because they may be architecture, but there are other skills that they do seek out. So if you scroll down, you'll see a lot of variety, a lot of different skills the employers are looking for, and it might be relevant to a lot of different majors. So this is a good starting place to kind of plan which employers you want to meet with. And then if you scroll all the way down, I wanted to also note that we've put a list of group sessions, just so you can see them side by side to help plan if you're going to multiple sessions. So going back to our presentation, we're going to go ahead and start with a couple employers that we're highlighting. We're focusing on employers who are recruiting a variety of majors and kind of a variety of skill sets. So first I want to highlight Bear Tree Media. They're local and they're in Boston. They're a creative agency and they focus on branded digital experience such as augmented reality, messaging stickers, sticker sharing, and photo editing apps. Here are some projects that they've done and some stickers. And the sorts of skills that they look for is augmented reality designers, mobile UI designers, illustration, animation, After Effects, 3D. And they're hiring generally internships and freelancers. So I'm going to pass it over to Meg.
Okay, so this is GBH. This is a Boston-based company. So most of you may be familiar with their programming, Arthur and Friends, Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers, Nova, and their American Experience films. So GBH focuses on public media creation and production on children's media and education, journalism, history, arts and culture, and science on many different platforms, whether it's film, radio, or on the web. They also offer the largest collection of educational media available in the US to teachers, students, families around the world entirely for free. So what I want to highlight is the small box to the right. This is Vanessa Leroy. She's a 2020 photo alum. She was highlighted on GBH's Intern Spotlight on GBH's Instagram page and worked on Basic Black as a intern, and she noted that she was excited to gain insight into studio television production as well as assist the team in their mission to keep providing a platform for communities of color. So GBH is looking for interns for a variety of different positions and areas of expertise. So if you're in architecture, animation, communication design, graphic design, film, video, photography, and sim, that's just to name a few majors, you should definitely sign up for a group session at the fair. So they'll also be posting internships on Handshake, so students should definitely make sure to check Handshake daily for those. So I'm going to pass this along to Mary Ellen.
Thanks, Meg. So I'm going to highlight the Umbrella Arts Center. They are a nonprofit cultural organization in Concord, and they also serve the Greater Boston and Metro West region. They are actively looking for new teachers. So if you've been thinking about having teaching as a skill that you'd like to have, this is a good employer to actually consider. They offer art programs and classes to adults, teens, youth, and we actually have 3 Handshake job listings that are currently available. So if there are any alums who have joined us today in this session or new graduates, they are looking for art instructors for winter, spring 22, and just submitting new course proposals, talented teachers in any number of different mediums. They're also looking specifically for a ceramics instructor for both day and nighttime classes to teach introductory beginner level courses in hand building and wheel throwing. And for both students and alumni who have joined us today, they have a summer camp called Summer Arts Under the Umbrella. It's an in-person camp for kids ages 5 to 14. And they're looking for assistant and lead teachers in drawing and painting, 2D and 3D mixed media, ceramics, performance arts, woodworking. Those are just a few of the areas. And the camp runs from July 5th to August 19th. Next slide. So this is just another image from their website. And as I said, this organization would be appealing to any number of majors. If you're in art education, if you've worked as a teacher's assistant in one of your classes, a fine art major, and you want that tool for teaching, this would be a good organization to actually attend their group information sessions. Next slide. So now you have to make a decision. Registration opened this past Monday. There are 32 companies so far that have registered for the fair. And your goal, now that you can see the full list that Rebecca showed you at the beginning of our presentation, you want to shortlist this down to about 2 to 3 companies and maybe have some runners up. So what I want you to know is that you do not need to attend the fair from 12 to 3 p.m. If you choose, let's say, 2 group sessions and a few one-on-one sessions, you might be attending for an hour and a half. It depends on what you schedule for yourself and where your interests lie. So what we would encourage you to do is read through all of the company overviews on the fair page and see what draws you in. All of the companies are offering creative opportunities. Is your interest in virtual reality? Does it look like a company that's fun to work with, like Mattel? Maybe you're looking for companies that are into sustainability or nonprofits. So whatever is speaking to you, that you should trust your instincts for what you might be interested in getting more information about. Next slide. So I'm going to give you an example. As Rebecca had said in the beginning of our presentation, we want you to have an open mind about meeting the employers. And let's just use this as an example. If you're a 3D fine artist, and let's say you're a sculpture major, and you imagined your internship being with a fine artist in their studio, I would encourage you to kind of think about those same skills that you are learning about, practicing, or gaining mastery of in your studio work, and think about other organizations that might benefit from that you would enjoy working with. What you see here is an image from Art of the Event, which is another company that is joining us for the fair. They are a Massachusetts company, a full service event design and decor, and they do special events, and they do everything from the design phase through to the production of the actual event. They have a floral department, a fabrication workshop, a scenic paint shop, and a 45,000 square foot warehouse of custom made furniture, small props, and lighting. So they are going to be looking for a fabrication warehouse assistant intern. And if any of you are in SIM, you might also want to take a look at this as well, because they're interested in event production assistance too. Along the same lines, you're going to see that Wooden Kiwi Productions is also attending the fair. And they are a project management, design, and construction firm in Waltham. And they specialize in dance and theater companies. And they're going to be looking for full-time and part-time technicians, fabricators, and general crew. And I know all of us are familiar with Mattel because of Barbie and Hot Wheels, you know, the Fisher-Price toys. They are looking for interns as well, scenic artists, and the specific department that they are interested in recruiting for is for their global trade show production department. And the skills that they're particularly interested in is carpentry, scenic artists, and even graphic designers. So again, keep an open mind about where you envision your internship to be. And the fair is an opportunity for you to get more information. Okay, next slide. So when you're researching your company, you are going to obviously read the company description on Handshake. And I would also encourage you to click on the employer's website and find out more about services and products related to what they do. And always look for any link that would bring you to their studio or sections called Our Work. The reason why is that this is the front-facing information. This is how they want to advertise their company to clients that they'd like to work with. So you're going to get a very good idea of the different areas that they can offer a product or service to their clients. Next slide. So when you attend the fair, you're going to have a choice. You're registering for the fair, but then there's another step that you have to take. And there are two options for you, and you can do both if you choose. So there are group sessions, and there are also one-on-one 10-minute sessions that are not interviews. They are more of an opportunity for you to introduce yourself, meet with a recruiter, and ask more questions. So when you kind of shortlist your list of companies down to the 2 or 3 that you're interested in, maybe you have some runners up as well. If you're in the phase for yourself where it's, I think I want to do an internship for this summer, haven't really started thinking about it, I'm really kind of exploring my options, a group session would be a great opportunity for you. You're curious, you may want to apply, you want to get a general overview. And what's nice about the group session is when you go into it, you're going to be in the room with other students as well in the virtual room. And you can hear the questions that other students are asking. And obviously the employer is going to be taking the lead, telling you more about what they do and answering your questions and about what they do and obviously about any opportunities as well. So that's a really easy way to kind of gain more information. One-on-one sessions, as I said, are 10-minute opportunities to meet with recruiters. And if you are interested in a particular company, or if you plan to apply, this would be a great opportunity for you to introduce yourself. Another practical consideration, as Rebecca had shown you on our document that's on our website, if you scroll to the very bottom of it, you're going to see the group sessions, and some of them are offered at the same time. So let's say you're interested in 3 group sessions, but one of the employers, you're trying to decide between the, let's say 2 are scheduled at the same time, and you're trying to decide which one you're going to attend, which group session. You could schedule a one-on-one session to get more information about the one that you will not be attending their group session. So, but what I would tell you is be ready to share information about yourself if you choose to kind of ask more exploratory questions in your one-on-one, and to ask questions from the recruiter to kind of get advice about how you can make your application stand out. So you can attend a group, one-on-one, both. And if you're somewhere in the spectrum, maybe kind of in the middle, it might be a combination of both of those opportunities for you. But look at your schedule, and in very practical terms, I want you to see what is realistic for you to attend on Wednesday, March 2nd, between that time frame of 12 to 3. So I'm going to hand it over to Rebecca to just kind of give you a little more information about what it looks like to sign up.
Okay, so I'm going to just give you a quick overview of what it looks like to sign up for sessions. So you're going to go, going back to our document, just going back to the top. The Handshake, it's virtual, or the fair is virtual, and it takes place on Handshake. And we just put the direct link to the event at the top of the page. And it's going to take you to this page. And I just want to draw your attention to these 3 tabs here where it says details, available sessions, and your schedule. So if you go to available sessions, it's going to show you sessions that are open and available. Some employers may have preferences based on year or major, so you're only going to see ones where you meet the preferences. And to sign up for a session, you can scroll down, look at where you want to sign up. Let's say I want to do a group session with the Umbrella Arts Center. I would select that. It's going to open up and give some information about Umbrella Arts. Then you scroll down and click confirm. And what will happen is you'll see kind of in this right-hand column, you'll see it populate your session. So right now it's showing 2 sessions. And then for like a one-on-one, let's say I want to do a one-on-one session with the Dallas Museum of Art. So I can select that, and it's going to give several times. It'll show a red dot if I have a conflict at that time, but I can select this one, and if I do confirm, it'll put that on my schedule. So to see your full schedule, you can see it here, but on the day of the fair, if you go to the Your Schedule tab, it's going to give a list of all your sessions in order that they start, and you'll see the time. When it gets to 5 minutes before the start of a session, the join video link will become active, and you can select that and will open the video to the session. Some companies have set it to go to an external Zoom link, and some have it going through the Handshake platform. So that's how you join each session. If for some reason your schedule changes and you realize you can't make a session, I recommend that you cancel, and you can do that by opening up and you'll see the cancel reservation link. And this is a good idea, especially for one-on-one sessions, because it frees that spot up for another student. So if you can't make it, definitely open that up so that if someone else can and wants to meet with that employer, it's an option for them. And there may be some employers whose spots fill up. So this is just a polite thing to do. So that's just a quick overview of signing up for sessions. We'll go back to our slide. So just kind of recap, just on your to-do list from now through the day of the fair. Start learning about the companies that are attending the fair. Remember that new employers might be added. Employers are still adding sessions, and that's going to kind of change up through the day of the fair. So if you don't see sessions just yet, keep checking back. They may add more sessions, open things up. And also another thing to be aware of is, like I said before, some employers do have restrictions on majors or years and before you can book a session. 48 hours before the fair, those restrictions go away, and so there'll be more sessions opening up. So if for some reason you weren't able to book a session with an employer because maybe they were targeting juniors and you're a sophomore, if those spots are still full a few days before the fair, you will be able to sign up. You can get information and learn more about that employer as well. So just kind of be aware of that. Another reminder is because this is all connected to Handshake, you want to make sure your Handshake profile is up to date. Employers can see who has signed up for their sessions, and you do have to share that profile before you can sign up for sessions. So just make sure that your profile is up to date. So I'm going to pass it over to Mary Ellen to talk about the money.
All right, thanks, Rebecca. And I would also say, just following on with what Rebecca said about your Handshake profile, Meg had offered a Prepare for the Fair session. It was one of our first ones called Handshake 101. And on that document on our website, where you saw all the companies and the schedule, we actually gave you a link to the recorded session for that session and the one that we did last week. And this one will be recorded as well. So if you want to remind yourself about what is needed in a Handshake profile, definitely take a look at that recording, and it's timestamped as well. So you don't have to watch the whole thing. You just can go to the sections that are of interest to you. So as Rebecca said, we are absolutely delighted to announce that the $2,000 internship awards are back. This is the 10th year that we've been offering them. Last year, we gave 48 awards to students who were registered and approved for a credit-bearing internship that they registered on their Handshake account. For more information about what is needed for a credit-bearing internship, you can always consult our internship section of our website, and Rebecca Wright is our internship manager as well, so she can help you. The internship award applies for the academic year. So that includes any of you who may have completed and registered and completed an approved internship in the fall of 21 that was registered on Handshake. for this spring of 22 and for upcoming for the summer of 22. So what happens is the deadline is May 20th. And you, if you get an internship offer that you want to accept, you're going to go into your Handshake account and register it as an experience. And once you submit it, it goes to Rebecca and she reviews the information. And if she has any questions, her goal is I need complete information so that your faculty internship advisor, it can approve this for you. So if you ever get an email from Rebecca, you need to respond because she's usually saying, can you just give me a little more information about your learning objectives here or the job description? So don't ignore those because once it goes through the approval process, then we know that it's an approved internship and then your name will automatically be on the list that will be sent up to financial aid on May 20th. The nice thing about the internship award, one thing I would tell you is this is not compensation for your internship. This is meant to offset the cost of an internship and the base award is $2,000. Most summer interns, in the fall and the spring, students typically will have an internship that's like 15 to 20 hours a week. In the summer, it's very common for people to have internships that are full-time experiences for a number of weeks. So this is just applies to the 135 hours that you need to complete within 15 consecutive weeks. Anything beyond that is between you and your employer. The award applies to both unpaid and paid internships. They both qualify and it's based on financial need. So financial aid will look at everybody on the list. You have to have a current FAFSA form on file and they will prioritize the students with the greatest financial need and go through the list and then decide who's going to get the award. You can find out more about this year's award by going to that link that you see on the screen. And as I said, May 20th is the deadline. One of the other things that you should know is that summer internships are not charged for credit separately. So don't worry about that. If you get an internship, register it on your Handshake account. That's the most important thing. No separate application for the award. If it's registered and approved through Handshake, you're already on the list for the $2,000 internship award. And that's all I have to say about that. Next slide.
Okay, so
go ahead.
So this is just our last slide and we'll open it up for questions. I just wanted to remind you of some upcoming dates. Next week we are doing Resumes to Go and this is in person from 12 to 2 p.m. on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We'll be in the DMC. And if you want a quick resume critique or you have questions about the fair, feel free to drop by and talk to us. And then of course, make sure to put the Creative Internship and Job Fair on your calendar for Wednesday, March 2nd from 12 to 3 p.m. So I'm going to turn my camera back on and open it up for any questions.
I have a question.
Sure.
Can you, sorry, I missed the previous part of this presentation. Can I have like the full PowerPoint to see? Can I have that like a document?
The session's been recorded, so we can give you access to the recording, which you will see the PowerPoint presentation.
Oh, okay, of course.
Okay.
Where can I access that?
We still have to kind of finish this, and then it kind of takes over with editing and getting it up on our YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, but it's just like grayed out and
So
Any-
the May 20th, 2020 deadline, that's for the financial aid reward. Is that when we have to have the internships like submitted by?
Yes, you, if you want to be in consideration, you would have to have confirmed an internship and submitted the information on Handshake by that date.
Rebecca, do you want to talk a little bit about, can they submit internship registrations after that date?
So that date is pretty firm for May 20th for the award. However, if you get an internship after May 20th and you would still like to register for credit, you can still apply for credit for an internship as long as it's at the start of the internship. That's possible. However, for the award itself, the May 20th is a firm deadline.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? And just to clarify, the internship, the $2,000 internship award is only open to students who will be returning in the fall semester. So if you're a graduating senior and you get an internship during the summer, you would not be eligible for the award because you can't earn academic credit. You would have already achieved your degree. And one of the requirements in the guidelines for the award is that candidates cannot have already achieved their bachelor's degree. So it's only for current students.
I actually have a quick question. The document you guys were looking at before, do we have access to that at all?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, were we sent it or is it on the website?
It's on our website. I'll put it in.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought.
I'll put it in the chat. It's our office homepage and we just link to the document on that homepage with all the information.
Okay, great, thank you.
You're welcome. It's right underneath the picture of Izzy with the rollers. And that's where we put the internship and job fair. And you're going to see click here for more information. So just click on that and that's the document.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. I don't see any questions popping up in the chat. Anybody, if you have any questions, feel free to unmute yourself, put it in the chat. You might be at a stage right now where you're thinking, I don't know if I've actually completed my Handshake profile. We have actually suggest that that's probably the best place for you to start because it is one of the first things that employer attending the fair will see. And Meg Gatterman, so I would say, fill it in, do the best that you can. If in doubt, write it down, and then make an appointment with Meg Gatterman, and she can do a critique of your Handshake profile to assist you. And as Rebecca had said, next week from Tuesday through Thursday, from 12 to 2, we're going to be in the DMC right when you walk in, and it's an event called Resumes to Go. So if you have a resume as well, and you just want to have a fast critique, drop by and see us, and career development will be there as well as the Academic Resource Center, and all of us can do a real basic resume critique for you. Okay, I'm guessing we are done, and it looks like we can give you the gift of time. If nobody has any other questions, we will say goodbye and thank you very much for attending this session. It has been recorded and it will be up on our YouTube channel very soon. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.